Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to our world today. I'm your lovely host, Nora Sakal. Thank you for joining us. This is a new week to start fresh, to start afresh. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful week. You had a marvelous weekend. And I hope that your week is starting with some great news. Yes. If this is your first time listening, welcome. And if this is your second time or you are a constant listener, thank you and welcome back again. Go over to our YouTube channel at Out Media, OWT Media. Again, on YouTube, Out Media, OWT Media, to find us, more videos, other content, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at PM Our World Today. PM Our World Today. Thank you. Now, we have been working on the 15 invaluable laws of growth. Yes. We are almost there, right? Now we are on law number 11. Last week on Saturday, we talked on the law of the rubber band. The law of the rubber band pretty much is talking about growth in character. It says growth stops when you lose the tension between where you are and where you could be. The law of the rubber band. Growth stops when you lose the tension between where you are and where you could be. You stop growing when you stop learning. You stop growing when you stop becoming and desiring to do and be more. So today we are talking on the 11th law of the 15 invaluable laws of growth. And that is the law of the trade-offs. Yes, the law of trade-offs. The law of trade-offs is pretty much you saying you have to give up in order for you to go up. You have to give up in order for you to go up. The hardest part about stealing second base is taking your foot off of first base. Let's get right to it. Take a few seconds and share to your following groups, pages, every other area that you can possibly share the podcast so we can go proceed together. All right. Let's get right to it. So let's talk about taking the next step in life. Where you are presently, what will it take for you to go to the next level in your potential? Yes, you'll hear me talk about potential a lot because this book, The 15 Infallible Laws of Growth, is all about developing you to your best self, the best version of yourself. So it talks a lot about potential because potentials are what each person possess, what's within you, right? Your potentials are different from my potentials. So it's about you, me, us. So what will it take for you to go to your next level in your potential? What are you willing to give up in order for you to go up to the next level? What will you have to give up? Not being willing to give up something is a key reason why most people do not ever reach their potential. Now, the truth about trade-offs is this. Trade-offs are available to us throughout our lives. Throughout our whole entire lives, there are moments where we have to give and take, right? Trade-offs are, see, unsuccessful people make bad trade-offs, and average people make few trade-offs, while successful people make good trade-offs. So we have good trade-offs and we have bad trade-offs, right? So we must see trade-offs as opportunities for growth. I think about the quote that says, "We may not always get what we want, but we will always get what we choose." What do you think this quote means? What do you think it means? So think about this, right? In terms of evaluating um, trade offs, right? I want you to ask yourself this: what are the pluses and the minuses when it comes to trade offs? Think about what trade offs you want to trade and what are the pluses and the minuses, right? Ask if you will have to go through this change or grow through this change if you do make the trade-offs, right? Trade-offs forces us, it's force us to make difficult personal changes. Um, when you want something, you have to you have when you want something you've never had, right? You have to do something that you've never done. We hear people say that all the time. But that is true. If you do want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. So change is always possible. You have to remember these truths about change. It's always possible. Change is personal. To change your life, you need to you need to change you, right? Change is possible because everyone can change. Change is one opportunity that is given to everybody. Everyone has an equal portion to change. Change is profitable. That's the truth about change. It's possible, and it's profitable. You will be rewarded when you change. How are you rewarded when you change? You see the growth process, you see the transformation, you see the benefits in relationships that you're creating, in wealth that you're creating, in growth and transformation, right? In bettering yourself, right? So I want you to consider we have the good truths about change, and also we have what we call the importance of timing when it comes to change. See, changing when you have to gives you a win. That's making sure you're changing when you have to change. It's important to identify that time and apply the necessary changes that you have to. Changing after you um changing after you have to lead you to a loss. There's a difference between changing when you have to and changing after you have to. So the timing of changing when you have to gives you a win, and changing after you have to leads you to a loss. So you don't want to change only after you are suffering the consequences of not changing. At that moment, you are already operating at a negative, right? Refusing to change, or refusing change is death to your potential. You're killing your potential. You're killing your dreams. You're killing all your all the things that you can possibly be and become when you refuse to change. See, the loss of the trade-offs is usually felt before the gain. You feel heavy when you have to give up something, right? Before you feel like, okay, it was a good reason why I had to give that up. This is one of the reasons why people fear to change. It just might hurt a little bit more that they want it to hurt them, right? And it said that nurture abhors a vacuum. It abhors a vacuum. So the same is true about our own spirits. When you think about it, it does. Nature abhors a vacuum. When you think about it. But the transition time between the change and the fruit of the change can be a very powerful formation. It's a powerful formation time towards our maturity. See, most trade-offs can be made at any time. At any time. Trade-offs such as better health, better habits, and more education can be done along the way. So it is rarely too late to make the change that you have to make, right? So if few traders come only once in our lives, it is very critical to develop your own potential. See, missing a possible one-time trade-offs may mean that you change many great plans. The higher you climb, the tougher the trade-offs are. Many people stop growing because they have reached the height for which they are no longer willing to work to get higher. And that's true. See, the skills that you got, the skills that got you to where you are right now are not the skills that will get you to where you ought to be in your next level. Where you are right now is just as far as you can go. But to go to your next level, you need to bring in and you need to adopt new skills. You can't take what took you through primary school to take you through university. No, you can't. So you have to consider your own potential. What will it feel like to trade off to get to your next level? Trade offs never leave us the same. You see, the fear factor of change is that I may have to be different. And the truth is, yes, you will be different. You may have to be different. That's the fear, but yes, you will be different because you don't grow and stay the same. If change never changed you, then you would not be the person you are today. You would be the same size you were when you were born. You would be the same age you were when you were born. You'd be the same way when you were when you were born, maybe 20 years ago or however old ago. So yes, you will change. So consider if you are, or consider if where you are is where you want to be or want to remain. And then from there, you see the change that needs to be done. What do you need to do to be different from where you are presently? Some trade-offs are never worth the price, right? Um, these are trade-offs that will damage, harm, or even ruin an entire life, right? In other words, what is it worth it? What is this one thing that is like what's this one great prize possession that you know you can never give up? Is it your self-worth? Is it your family? Your kids, your parents? What is it? Right? That you know that it's not even worth you giving up for whatever reason. See, this is why we learn the law of delayed gratification when we are a child. So this is a valuable question for all of us. What is that one thing that you are not going to give up because that trade-off would damage or ruin an entire life? We have kids that are affected today because maybe they grew up without experiencing or knowing what it's like to have a parent or have a father or mother because maybe the father decided to be involved in some kind of illegal activity that caused them to be taken away forever. And now they don't have the opportunity to spend quality time with their children, their spouse, their wife, whoever, husband, and it has affected the whole entire life. Was it worth it? Was it worth giving up that freedom? Or when you had to do something that went against your values, went against your standards, went against, who you are, just because you wanted, maybe you wanted promotion or something. And now your whole entire life you're living in regret. You're looking at yourself like less than or whatever the case might be. Was it worth it? What is that one trade-off that affects you in that magnitude? And then what is that trade off that is worth making? See, when you think of that trade off that is worth making, you have to start trading those trade offs now. See, financial security for potential tomorrow. There is no future in any job. I'll tell you that as a fact. The future of a job is held in the hands of the man who holds that job. It is not you who is an employee, it is the employer that determines the future of that job. So even though you are hired as a full-time employee, it's not guaranteed that tomorrow you're going to have that job. They can get up today and say, okay, the company is going through financial struggles, and so we are going to lay off 300 employees, 20 employees, 5 employees, and you happen to be the first on the list. So if you were ever or if you have ever lost a job, how secure were you on the day before you were notified? See, giving up immediate gratification for personal growth is all worth it. Willing to give up the fast life for the good life. What is the fast life? Instant gratification. Instant gratification. We want it and we want it now. Instant gratification has caused people to make decisions that they are regretting today. See, you have to be willing to give up the fast life. You have to willing to give up the fast life for a good life. See, fast life is short term, it's temporal, but a good life is permanent. Instant gratification versus delayed gratification. Mm, what is it worth? How quick do you want to make it and why? Is it because your friends are making it? Is it because you feel like everyone is ahead of you and you're behind? What is the cause of instant gratification? Why can't you wait to go through the process so you can uh, enjoy the benefits, the profit of delayed gratification? What is pushing you? You must be willing to give up the fast life for the good life. I want you to reflect on the following questions or the following suggestions so it can help you focus in your life because they sure did help me. What can you delegate to others? What do you do best? Because if you know what you do best, you do what you do best and drop the rest. So you have to control your calendar. You have to control your time. You have to control your days because if you do not, someone else will. You might be hired for your skill, but you're paid for your time. Do what you love because it will give you that energy you need to proceed, to be patient, to carry on. You have to learn to work with people you like so your energy is not depleted. You have to give up some security for significance. See, no one will ever achieve their potential while remaining in a safe place. See, being significant means that you're taking chances on others as well as helping them find their full potential. Even when you don't feel like it, you're pushing people, adding value, bringing meaning, willing to give up addition for multiplication. It's beyond just making quick bucks. It's creating wealth. Be willing to lead leaders who will lead other leaders, not just followers who will follow you. No, people that are able to stand and have a mind on their own. Seek partnerships and collaborations for doing just about everything and anything because it makes it so much easier. It saves your time, it saves you energy, it cuts out on the frustration. Seek partnerships, collaboration in everything that you're doing. Share. Do not hoard resources and knowledge with others. Whatever you learn, you pass it on. Whatever you know, you pass it on. Find ways to make sure that the credit for achievement is shared. Oh, we did this, not I, superhero I. We did this. This person participated here, this person helped there. There is this popular saying, divided we fall, united we stand. It is so true. The older I get, I see how much weight and importance and meaning that's behind that saying. Some of my most greatest accomplishments were the accomplishments I did as a part in a partnership. because the areas where um I was not good at, it was balanced off by the other person, a team member, a teammate, a partner, somebody, right? So be a conduit for blessings, not a reservoir of assets. Pass it down. Pass it down. And once you do that, you begin to learn on applying this law of trade-offs in your life. So in order for you to apply the law of trade-offs to your life, I want you to write your own personal list of trade-off principles. Write your own personal list of trade-off principles. Ask yourself, are you willing to give up financial security today for potential tomorrow? Are you willing to give up immediate gratification for personal growth? Are you willing to give up the fast life for the good life? Because fast life does not mean it's good. Instant result does not mean it's good or it's permanent. Are you willing to give up security for significance? How are you willing to add value in the lives of others? How are you willing to influence people? Are you willing to give up addition for multiplication? See, if you take 2 plus 4, it gives you 6. But if you take 2 multiplied by 4, it gives you 8. Think about that. So even as much as it is important for you to know your trade-offs, it is even important for you to know what you're not willing to give up. So list some of those things for which you will not, absolutely not compromise. What are those 3? At least 3. It could be more. But at least 3 things that you are not willing to compromise. And you have to make sure those 3 things are not because you are afraid or you want to stay in a safe zone. Those 3 things should be things that you know are life transforming, maybe for you or for the people that are going to be affected. So, what are those 3 things? And as you list the no compromise areas, also develop some safety measures that will ensure you never to stray from those principles or those priorities. Ensure them. So, what trade-offs do you need to make today? What is your next level, and what will it cost you to get there? What will it cost you to get there? Before you make any decisions or take any actions, always ask yourself the question why. See, asking the question why is the biggest question you can ever ask. Never stop asking why. Never stop asking why. It is better you ask why and be laughed at and looked at like stupid than not to ask why and make a big decision that will affect you and take you maybe 10, 15, 25, 2, 1 years just to recover. So it is very, 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 very pertinent that you go through those. And as you apply that law of trade-offs, you help position yourself for your next level. That's it for me today, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any questions, please send us an email at ourworldtodayclf@gmail.com. Any questions? Email us at ourworldtodayclf@gmail.com or go over to our Facebook channel, PMI World Today, Instagram, Twitter, PMI World Today, and on Facebook, Out Media, OWT Media. I'm your girl, Nora Sakal, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Remember, always be productive, not just busy. Be productive. And I will see you next time. Same place, same time. God bless you. Shalom.